Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this video. My name indeed is Alex William Smith by birth, but I'm better known to many of you as Jonathan Royal, the so-called British bad boy of hypnosis of magicalguru.com. I also present the weekly interview show, Hypnosis Week, which you can see the past videos at hypnosisweek.com. And I am also arguably the world's most successful stage hypnosis and hypnotherapy trainer. That sounds egotistical and arrogant, and what do I mean by more successful? Well, it's one thing teaching people, but the vast majority of trainers teach people and then a tiny fraction, if that, actually go out and do anything with the training, and a teeny weeny fraction only ever, actually achieve anything of note. I would argue, and have the testimonials at the links above and below, and a ton more besides on file, that I have taught more people around the world over the past 30 years who now are successful hypnotherapy, NLP, complete mind therapy, and other names of different modalities, but ultimately therapy, psychological talking therapy practitioners than any other living trainer. And I would also argue I have taught more people who are now successful comedy stage hypnotists, filling five-star theatres on cruise ships and in cities around the world, appearing on television shows around the world, and in a whole host of other five-star venues. This sounds like an idle boast, it sounds like an egotistical boast, but the fact is I can back it up. And I encourage you to check out whether I'm lying or not, because I'm not, otherwise I wouldn't make the claim. Go to the link that's above this video, or below the video, depending on when you're seeing it, and then watch the video that's there, and follow all the links that are there, including the one that gives you 10 questions that you really must ask any hypnosis training, whether it's for stage hypnosis, street hypnotism, entertainment hypnosis, hypnotherapy, or mind therapy of any type. It doesn't matter what it's called, what fancy name they've given it. Ask them the 10 questions that are laid out at the link above or below this video. And when you get their answers, investigate through independent resources and make sure they're telling the truth. And I can tell you now, the vast majority of hypnosis trainers around the world today are bullshitters. They're liars and they're con men. They are blowing out of all proportion anything they've ever achieved. They cannot give you a fraction of the testimonials you'll see at the links above or below this video, because they have not got that many successful students in the world. I would argue that I have got a higher track record of successful students, both in the entertainment side of hypnosis, stage hypnosis, street hypnotism and such like, and also in the mind therapy arena, hypnotherapy, NLP, and whatever modality name you want to give it. I've got far more people who take my courses around the world and have done for the past 30 years who are in business, but not just in business, are successfully in business, not just scraping a living like sadly most hypnotherapists and stage hypnotists are, because the people who taught them didn't teach them about the business side of things. Here's the thing, that's another reason why I say most mind therapy and hypnosis trainers are frauds, frankly, is because they're claiming to teach you something that they themselves have not been really successful at. They actually are earning most of their income from teaching other people because they couldn't be successful in the industry themselves. For example, if you wanted to learn how to get millions of pounds, dollars or euros or whatever your currency is, worth of free publicity on a local, regional, national and even international basis on television shows, on radio shows, in newspapers and magazines, for your skills to attract more clients and make more, get more business and make more money, then surely you've got enough sense that you go to someone who can prove and show you that they've been on hundreds of TV shows around the world, hundreds of radio shows, featured on the front page and inside national and international newspapers, such as USA Today, America's biggest read newspaper, where I was featured alongside Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal to promote their film, analyse that. Or the front page of Britain's biggest read paper, at least it was in the 90s when I was on the front page, and a double page spread inside for curing a lady's fear of traffic wardens. Yeah, the headline was Fear of the Yellow Peril. I'd been featured on front pages, inside national and international newspapers consistently over the past 30 years. I've been featured on television shows. I've been on the sofa on This Morning with Philip and Holly. That's the #1 rating breakfast, morning show in England. I've been featured on TV shows worldwide. I had my own television series made in Europe and a television special on German television back in the 90s. I've been there, done it, worn the t-shirt, worn it out. Sounds like I'm bragging, I'm not. My point is, if you yourself want to be able to get local, regional, national and international television, radio, newspaper and magazine publicity and exposure for your talent, your business and your skills, then you need to go to someone who's been there and done it. And I have, and I can prove that, and you'll see the proof at the links above or below this video. Further, you need to be able to go to someone who's not just done it, but has got a proven track record of being able to teach other people how to effectively achieve these things for themselves. And in that regards, the testimonials above or below this video speak volumes for themselves. And you'll even see at the links above or below famous name television hypnotists and life coaches mentioned, videos from people like the founder of Fatnosis, the presenter of Sky TV's Fat Family Show, Steve Miller, saying how my training was by far the best he has ever attended. That's his words, not mine. That's why I encourage you to look at the links above or below. Don't believe people's testimonials they've got on the website if they're just written, because they could have made them up. Make sure there's at least a website link so you can contact the person and make sure they genuinely exist and genuinely left that testimonial. Ideally, you want to see video testimonials because then you know the people are real. You want these people to be people you recognize. Go to the links above or below. You'll see I walk the walk. I don't just talk the talk, unlike the vast majority of trainers out there. Trainers, anyone who's claiming to teach you how to be a successful mind therapy practitioner or comedy stage hypnotist who's only been in the business for, well, let's say if they've been in the business for less than 5 years, anything less than 5 years, there's no way they can consider themselves successful, because the simple fact is it takes time. Unless they were taught by me, that's different. Then they may have been able to get some success because I'll teach them the stuff that nobody else has got the balls to teach them, or nobody else is able to because they haven't bloody done it themselves. Most of these people running courses have done a course, another course, another course, and then they've done the trainer's course, teaching them how to teach other people, hypnotherapy, mind therapy, or whatever the modality is called, skills. And they go out then and they start making money by teaching other people, because they become a licensed trainer, the things which they themselves have never really had any particular success with in the real world. And that is the majority of mind therapy trainers out there are bullshitters. If they had to rely on just getting therapy clients, they wouldn't be able to pay their mortgage because they don't have a clue how to run a business properly. And they've been in it for 5 minutes. If anyone's claiming to teach you the success secrets of hypnotherapy, mind therapy, stage hypnosis, or any related area of talking therapies, and they have not been in the industry provably for at least 5 years, with 5 years high-level success, and by that I mean proven local, regional, national, international television exposure, radio interviews, newspaper, magazine features, being linked to celebrity clients, all things that, as I say, there's proof of at the links above or below, and me having done consistently for the past 30 years. Most of these people who are starting out now, I'd forgotten more about hypnosis by the time I was 20 than most of these trainers will know in their bloody lifetime, because they've not been out there and done it in the real world. You know, by the time I was in my early 20s, I'd done literally thousands of comedy stage hypnosis shows. I treated literally thousands of people for everything you can think of, from smoking cessation, weight loss, phobias, fears, addiction, you name it, all the way through to the high end, you know, drug addictions, alcohol addictions, sexual addictions, dealing with rape trauma, whatever you can possibly think of at some point in the past 30 years. In my trip around, you know, my trips around the world, treating people and doing shows, I have been there, done it, and worn the t-shirt out. Don't take my word for it. Look at the link above this video or below this video. Look at the testimonials from people I've taught all over the world, and they're just a tiny selection. I mean, they represent about 1% of the many tens, if not hundreds of thousands of similar comments and testimonials we have on file in our offices. I've dominated eBay and Amazon for decades in terms of home study hypnosis courses. I've also taught people face-to-face and in more recent years online. That is why I can confidently say, and I've checked it out, that I have arguably taught more people around the world who are now truly successful comedy stage hypnotists, filling 5-star theatres and 5-star venues on cruise ships, theatres in countries around the world, doing television shows, doing high-end corporate clients. And also I've taught more people who are now successful, hugely profitable hypnotherapists, mind therapists, people who are running group therapy sessions, earning thousands of pounds of dollars a night, people who are broken into the corporate arena, people who've got celebrity clients. I've done it for over 3 decades, but I've taught more people who are actually successfully doing it than anybody else. That sounds egotistical and arrogant, but it's a fact, and the proofs that the links above or below this video. There's also 10 questions there with my answers, with links to the proof and evidence of the factual reality of the answers that I give to those 10 questions, but I still encourage you to independently research those answers that I've given. And then before you ever spend a penny with anyone on any form of mind therapy, talking therapies or entertainment hypnosis or anything like that, ask them 10 questions, but don't believe their answers until you've independently researched the answers. You know, when I flippantly say that I've been featured in America's biggest syndicated daily newspaper, USA Today, alongside Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal to help promote their film Analyze That a number of years back, the simple fact is I say it because it's reality, and you can go to the links above or below and see the links to that. Or if you don't believe me and think I've faked that website, you can go and search USA Today, Robert De Niro, Billy Crystal, Jonathan Royal, Analyze That on Google, and you'll find the articles. The fact is, USA Today is read in all over America. It's the biggest read paper. It's not just read in one state, it's every state of America. And I was featured, the only British hypnotherapist featured alongside Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro to plug their film Analyze That. And it got me some serious business because I plugged my business in that article as well. I'm going to teach you exactly how I did that and how numerous other people whose testimonials you can see at the links above or below this video have been able to get similar national and international publicity. There's famous name television life coaches who you'll see me associated with on the internet if you search KMA Public Relations, for example. There's famous name television hypnotists. You know, I can categorically tell you that back in the day, Paul McKenna had a company called McKenna Breen Limited. And if you go to the link above or below this video, you'll see people who worked for McKenna Breen Limited saying how my training courses are the best by far, both for therapy and the stage side of things. These people were working for Paul McKenna at the time, and on their application forms, they categorically said Paul McKenna had recommended my stage hypnosis and complete mind therapy course to them. And these people were working for McKenna Breen Limited at the time and also helped out at the seminars and stuff. I've got all that proof on file. It's at the links above and below. It sounds like I'm bragging, but I am for your protection. Here's the thing. I challenge you to go and find somebody who has achieved more in the world of hypnotherapy and stage hypnosis than me, who is actually teaching other people. More importantly, I challenge you to find somebody with equal success in hypnotherapy and stage hypnosis, as the evidence at the links above or below show you I've got for over the past 30 years, who teaches other people and actually gets results with their students. Look at the links above or below and you'll see famous name people who I've taught. Famous name people such as Fat Families presenter, British Fatnosis creator Steve Miller, saying that my training is the best he's ever attended by far. You'll find famous world-class cancer surgeons at the links above and below saying my training is the best by far. You'll find medical doctors, GPs, psychiatrists, psychologists, you name it. Look at the links above or below and you'll see people saying my training is the best by far. It wipes the floor with anything else out there. And that is why I can be so egotistical and arrogant, because I encourage you to prove me wrong. If you can find somebody else who consistently for over 30 years now has been featured on television, radio shows, in newspapers, magazines around the world, who has taught more people than me who are actually now successful in the entertainment side, in 5-star cruise ships, in theatres, corporate events. People who are now in the therapy industry are actually earning thousands of dollars or pounds a night from group therapy sessions, or breaking into the corporate arena, or getting celebrity clients. And if you can find someone who matches me on the same level in terms of getting successful results throughout my over 3-decade career, but also more importantly, teaching thousands of people around the world how to do the same, then brilliant. I will give you free access to my Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. But I know you're not going to be able to claim free access, because the simple fact is nobody on this planet has had more television, radio, newspaper and magazine publicity in the context of also successfully teaching other people out there and having hundreds of students around the world who are regularly getting media publicity for their businesses, who also has a track record of advising television name life coaches and hypnotists. Look at the links above or below for the proof of being featured alongside people like Billy Crystal, Robert De Niro and other celebrities. No one comes close. That is why I can give you a 100% satisfaction money back guarantee on my Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. A quantifiable guarantee that quite clearly says that from the day of joining my bootcamp, as long as you study what's in there and put it to use in the real world, I guarantee you will earn at least £12,000 United Kingdom sterling, or at least 12,000 United States dollars, or at least 12,000 euros more profits. That's profits, not turnover, bottom line profits after expenses in your business in the 12 months from joining the bootcamp than you did in the previous 12 months before joining. Otherwise, I'll give you 100% of your money back. No other trainer on the planet's got the balls to do that, because they know most of them are frauds. They know they've not been featured on TV, radio shows, in newspapers and magazines hundreds, if not thousands of times consistently over 30 years, being sat on the sofa with Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby on This Morning, being featured with Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal to plug their film, analyse that in USA Today, America's biggest paper. They've not got the experience of being able to get on the front page and a double page spread inside the Sun newspaper, the biggest red newspaper in England as it was in the 90s when I was in there for curing a lady's fear of traffic wardens. They've not got dozens of books on world sale. They've not dominated eBay and Amazon for decades with home study training courses. They can't show you, as I can at the links above or below, hundreds, if not thousands of people who are now successful hypnotherapists and or stage hypnotists around the world at the top of the industry, earning massive profits from their business. That's why they cannot and will not have the balls to offer you a full 1 year, 100% satisfaction money back guarantee. The fact is, they also can't teach you what I can teach you, because they've not done it. They've not done thousands upon thousands of shows all around the world over 30 years. They've not appeared on the hundreds of TV shows. They've not had to hypnotize people on live TV. They've not been challenged to make people do things under hypnosis against their morals, their wills, and their values to prove that hypnosis can be used as mind control, like I have done on The Gadget Show to get people to reveal their confidential computer passwords, like I investigated in my recent documentary, Extreme Danger, Extreme Hypnosis. The fact is, if they've not done it, how can they possibly teach you other than from stuff they've learned from somebody else because they did one course, a practitioner and a master practitioner, and the trainers then went out there and started teaching people without any real world success of their own. If these people have not been in the industry for at least 5 years, and if it's hypnosis shows wise, if they've not done at least, let's say, 500 hypnosis shows, don't waste your money. If they can't prove they've done at least 500 hypnosis shows over 5 years, then you shouldn't be training with them. And if they can't prove to you as a therapy trainer that over the course of 5 years that they've done at least, well, let's just go randomly, let's say they only work 40 weeks in the year and have 12 weeks holiday because they're doing really well, and they only see 4 clients a week, 160 clients a year by 5 years. If they can't prove they've seen at least 800 clients over 5 years, but more importantly, can't prove to you they were getting paid at least £500, well, no, let's be fair and say at least £250 sterling per hair client, which would only be £1,000 a week income, which after office expenses, advertising and all that, is only a relatively middle of the road yearly bottom line profit. If they can't prove that to you, then don't learn from them because they haven't got a fucking clue. Simple. There's too many frauds out there. If they're doing course after course, you know, training-wise, lifetime, and that's all they're doing, teaching people hands-on, and they've clearly not got time to be getting therapy clients, then don't go and learn from them. Ask them the 10 questions you'll find at the link above or below this video. Ask them for their answers in full. Then independently research their answers and make sure that there is cold, hard evidence and facts to back up their claims. As you will find above or below this video, I've got nothing to hide. Before the age of 30, I was able to buy outright for cash my own apartment, large 2-bedroom flat. I bought it outright for cash. No mortgages, no loans, pound notes in a briefcase, walked in, paid for it in cash before I was 30 years old, thanks to my success in the world of stage hypnosis and hypnotherapy. I'm now 44. I've continued to travel the world. I perform celebrity parties in the Seychelles. I flipping go and teach people in America. I have therapy clients travel from all over the world and take me to them. Don't believe me, Lo. Go and look at the testimonials of people above or below this video and see what they say. You will recognize famous name stage hypnotists, famous name hypnotherapists, famous name television life coaches and weight loss experts. You will recognize perhaps names of the medical doctors, GPs, nurses that I've taught, psychiatrists, plastic surgeons, cancer surgeons, you name it. My track record of teaching people and then becoming successful in the entertainment arena of hypnosis and also the mind therapy arena far exceeds anyone else who's living in the world today. Don't take my word for it. Look above, look below, check out the evidence, and you will see. That is why I am the only person who offers a full 1 year, 100% satisfaction money-back guarantee as per the terms and conditions of the link above or below, which is quite simply that if you put into action what I teach you in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp, you will earn at least £12,000 sterling, $12,000 or 12,000 euros more bottom line profits, not turnover, profits after expenses in the 12 months from joining the bootcamp than you did in the previous 12 months, but only if you take action. And that is a condition of the guarantee, that you've got to take action on what I teach you. Nothing even comes close. There is 30 years of experience in the bootcamp from me, but there is 70 odd years of experience from Delavar, my mentor and tutor. There's also another 14 experts in there. So there's 16 expert trainers all together in one place, the bootcamp. It's not just me. Nobody on this planet, there's people out there claiming they've got the Netflix of hypnosis available to you. Pay a monthly fee. Bullshit. If they started adding stuff in every week for the next 10 years, they wouldn't come close to the content that's already inside the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. It is the world's most comprehensive package. The testimonials above or below speak for themselves. Everything everyone's raving about is inside the bootcamp. For a limited time, it's available for one single payment of just 497 United States dollars. Nothing else to ever pay. And anything new that I release of my own creation or my own copyright gets added to the bootcamp members area at no extra cost. This is not about me upselling you. I don't want to rip you off like those trainers. I don't need to, because all you need for success is in the bloody boot camp. If you're not in the boot camp yet, I guarantee your education in hypnosis is nowhere near complete. That's not just me saying that egotistically. Look at the comments above or below this video, because there's expert training from me and 15 other people in there, and you can earn world-class diplomas that are approved, accredited and endorsed by the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine, the United Kingdom Board of Clinical Hypnotherapy, the Mindcare Organisation UK Limited, the Neuro-Linguistic Programming Practitioners Association, and a whole bunch of other places as well, as you can see at the links above or below. These are things such as drug release therapy, DRT, cured, complete unconscious reprogramming of emotional disease and distress, complete mind therapy, CMT, and a whole bunch of other things, 18 of them, mind emotion liberation techniques, MEL, help your clients melt the problems away. I guarantee you there's nothing that anyone else anywhere in the world today is teaching that is not inside the bootcamp. Now, admittedly, they may have come up with a trading name that sounds different. Like, for example, I generated the name STEPS, Subconsciously Therapeutic Elimination of Pain Signals and Symptoms, which has morphed into Rapid Pain Elimination Therapy, as taught by Martin Rothery of Future Health Therapy Centre in Chesterfield, England. But I can tell you quite honestly that that technique is no different than cured, complete unconscious reprogramming of emotional disease and distress, which means you can offer your clients the cure and they can leave your office cured. And I teach that in the boot camp. But there again, I came up with the name Steps for Martin anyway, and was the official advisor on that. So it's not really a surprise. Anything anyone else is teaching, I may teach it under a different name, but I guarantee you it's in the boot camp. Anything of worth is in the boot camp. Techniques-wise, but also how to market yourself, advertising, publicity, promotion, exactly how I have appeared on TV, radio shows around the world, in newspapers, magazines around the world, consistently for 30 years, and how my students, and you can see what they have to say at the links above or below this video, how they are successful too, and how you could be when you take action. Do it now. Go to the link above or below, and then please do me a favor. Share this video because it'll be interesting. The more people see it, the better. We can get rid of these scam artist trainers who've never achieved anything of note in the real world. Thanks for watching, and please share this video far and wide. Bye for now.